Hola chicos! This video is for my SVL students, and in this video we're going to address weekly procedures. So just helping you know what to expect every week in the class and also what to do every week in the class in case you're not sure. So the first thing that we're going to look at in this video, we're going to cover three topics: announcements, contact, and progress. So we're first going to look at announcements. So what can you expect in the announcements? You'll have at least one announcement a week, usually two. I try not to write too much just because I know it can be difficult to process through it. So I'll try to do a lot more video announcements like this one, okay? You can expect information in these announcements like what you need to do for that week, how you need to do it. Usually I'll have important tips or tutorials. So if you're having trouble with audio or if there's a certain website that might help with the activity, that will be made available to you in the announcements. And then the other thing, you might have other important info like what you should be doing over Christmas break, if there's any expectations there. So that's the kind of things you're going to read on in the announcements. So what should you do with the announcements? Read them carefully. I cannot stress this enough. Once you've read them carefully, read them again. In all my conversations with students who aren't successful in SVL, there's one common denominator, usually one common factor. That is that they don't read the announcements or they don't pay attention to them. They just do whatever they feel like they should be doing as opposed to the instructions in the announcements. So save yourself a lot of time, save me a lot of time. Just read the announcement and follow the instructions in the announcements. If you're one of those students who likes to work ahead, that's awesome. You're more than welcome to do so. Make sure you touch base with me so that you know where to get that correct information from, okay? And the biggest thing about the announcement is if there's something in the announcements, information that doesn't make sense, or I'm asking you to do something that seems to be out of your ability, ask for help. If you can't complete the weekly assignment and tasks, then you need to get with me and ask for help so I can get that figured out for you, okay? I can't help you if you don't tell me you need help. So that's so important that you let me know and you keep that communication going with me, okay? So that's kind of what you can expect and what you need to do with the announcements. So speaking of communication, we're going to go on to two-way contact. This is called two-way contact for a reason, is it has to come from me and from you, okay? I need to have contact with you minimum one time per week. Minimum. And I can't stress that enough. That is the minimum, okay? Hopefully we should be contacting each other several times a week. And that doesn't mean that we're chatting on the phone every evening or that we're instant messaging on Blackboard. Contact can take place in different forms. So, for example, there's more, but these are the three main ones. It could be through you submitting an assignment and I giving you feedback. That's a form of contact, okay? It can be via email. So maybe you emailed me and we had some contact that way. Or it could be over the phone. So this is what you can expect, and this is also what I can expect. I'm expecting you to contact me, okay? So it's my expectation as well. If I do not hear from you, I will track you down, okay? Not just because I need to know where you're at and make sure you don't need any help with anything, but I have to have contact with you. That's part of this virtual learning protocol, okay? We have to have contact once a week. So I would ask definitely that you contact me regardless of whether you're going to do work or not, okay? And we'll address that in the next slide, all right? You must contact me. Otherwise, I have to track you down, all right? So here's what you can do for that. The first thing you can do your work, okay? If you're doing your work and you're getting those assignments and you're getting feedback from me, we're having consistent contact. It's a non-issue, okay? Sometimes life comes up. Sometimes we have issues. And so what I would ask of you is that, and this is what I meant in the previous slide, give me a heads up if you know something's coming up. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you have an illness or an injury. Maybe you have an internet problem. Maybe you have commitments. So each of these are different, and I know we can't predict illness, and if you don't have internet, how are you supposed to let me know? But there are ways around it. So if you have some illnesses, there's nothing you can do. You know, if you're violently ill, what are you going to do? But if you're injured or something, if you broke your leg and just have to hang out at home for a day, you can email me. You can do that, okay? If you lose your internet connection, you should have a backup one regardless, okay? So maybe you need to go to school. Maybe you need to go to the library. You need to get in touch with me. It is your responsibility to do that, okay? Sometimes we have other commitments, like, I don't know, maybe you play golf and you're going to state. Okay, so you know you're going to be gone for 5 days or something. Let me know. Give me a heads up so that I'm not calling you nonstop trying to figure out how come I haven't heard from you. So that's what you need to do regarding contact, okay? You've gotta get your contact into me. Cannot stress that enough, okay? So let's talk about progress. I expect minimum, and again, this is the minimum, for you to make 1 progress per week. And what I mean by 1 progress is I should at least see you be doing 1 assignment. There's usually 3 to 4 assignments per week. Like I mentioned on the previous slide, sometimes we have crazy weeks. So that minimum is 1 per week. If you do 1 assignment per week the entire semester, you will not pass the class because you'll be missing all the other ones. So this isn't your regular rhythm. This is what I'm expecting as a bar minimum, okay? You should be doing 3 to 4 assignments per week, plus your hour-long Rosetta Stone. You can expect for me to give you feedback on any assignment that you turn in, okay? And try to get that out to you as soon as possible. And you can also expect a progress report every Friday. So every Friday I'm going to send out progress reports to you and your parents. If there's something concerning in there, I'll also copy your counselor. But every single Friday progress reports get out. Now, having said that, I will include details in an announcement, because if you turn an assignment in Friday afternoon and get your progress report and it doesn't appear, you might be like, well, why didn't she grade it? We have to remember I have a whole class. So if you want your progress report, or excuse me, if you want your assignment to be turned in on your progress report, you have to turn it in by a certain time so that I have time to grade everyone's. And those details will come later in an announcement, okay? But if your progress report being accurate is important to you, then I would suggest just make sure you have your work done before the date that I gave you that it needs to be done, okay? So what do you need to do regarding progress? And again, back to the same thing. Do your work, okay? That's what you're here for. So no surprises there. When you get feedback, please, please, please read it, okay? And follow it. If I tell you to check your spelling, okay? If I tell you that you need to use concordancia or agreement, go back and look through your paper, okay? It's okay to make those mistakes, but what's not okay is repeatedly making them when you're being asked to change them, okay? So the cool thing about the way our course works is that you can submit assignment multiple times, almost all of them. Evaluations are a little bit different, but as far as the regular assignment homeworks go, that's fine. So when you do that resubmission, that's where it's so important for you to have followed the feedback, okay? Because if you just turn in the same assignment, it's not helping you get any better, and your grade's not getting any better because it's the same caliber of work. So make sure you read the feedback, you make the changes necessary, and then you resubmit it so you can get a better grade, okay? It's all about that learning process. So the other thing that you need to do that's really essential is to check your grades and check your progress report, okay? So if your progress report does not look accurate to you, then you need to let me know. If your grades do not look accurate to you according to your records, then you need to let me know, okay? Those things are super essential. So if you're not checking your grades, don't come in 2 weeks before the end of the semester and say, oh, I have a D and I need to have a B. I didn't realize. Well, the grades are there. And there'll also be a tutorial posted on how you can check your grades. Okay? So that's all I have for you today. I would ask that you review these procedures, make sure you're maintaining them, weekly progress, weekly contact, of course, okay? Give me a heads up if you need anything, and most importantly, reach out for help, all right? If you need anything else, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.